Thank you for stopping by GardenStateWeather.com and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, providing superior forecasting for the northern mid-Atlantic 24 hours a day. I'm meteorologist Robert Smith, and we're going to combine the forecast discussion this evening for the public and the premium consulting discussion all in one sitting here, and it's going to be free for now. Some of the things that we're talking about for this upcoming weekend, including wintry precipitation on Sunday afternoon and Sunday night across interior northern New Jersey and New York and interior Long Island, interior New England rather, and of course other storm potentials. And the other thing that we're going to be discussing tonight is the stratosphere, and all of this is going to be a long video forecast discussion. So get your beverage of choice and get ready. Okay, first off, I want to look at the entire North America here, beginning with this morning run of the European model guidance, the 500 millibar height anomalies. These are the anomalies, whether they're higher or lower pressures across this area of the world. And what we're transitioning to is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wave pattern here, especially in the polar jet stream as we move through this. So we've got a zonal flow to start the atmosphere. You can already see high ridge pressure here, anomaly showing off of south of the Aleutian Islands and off the west coast of the United States of America. This is a positive EPO actually, and that means we've got undercutting going on and branches of waves of polar and subtropical influences cutting off in the flow. Also beginning to show the negative NAO here over Greenland here. This is going to be a function as we move through the teleconnections during the next couple of days into next week. Now, as we move this pattern in, we're finding a large amount of blocking here starting to set up over Greenland, and then ridging back towards the south of the Aleutian Islands and off the northwestern coast here of Alaska. So this bridge here is allowing a complete blocking where upper level lows are developing and cutting off from the flow, and we can see this in the European model guidance's pattern through Wednesday. Now, we're going to have a storm around here, and that would be on Wednesday night and Thursday morning, and it looks like most of the activity will be over to the north. However, you already see this is developing and turning negatively tilted, and strong height anomalies here showing up here and again across the west coast. Here's another example of another storm system getting stuck and closed off here with this ridge trying to connect here from Alaska, and of course the Greenland block, which is now setting up. So we can already see a very convoluted and high concentration of storms in this evolution here, with shortwave and high pressure ridges being the actual wavelengths being shortened as a result of all of this is probably going on in the stratosphere, and we'll show you that in just a bit. Now, this doesn't mean it's going to get warm here on Friday and Saturday. It's going to be quite cold behind this storm, but high pressure ridging, and you can already see the Greenland block here, and then ridging over the top. Here's our closed lows here, 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 here. We got problems on the way. Now, by the time we get to Saturday and Sunday, this closed low here in the 500 millibar height anomalies, and this one here, and this here, which is our strong negative NAO signal showing up once again east-based over Greenland here. This is positively tilted, but that is going to turn to a neutrally tilted trough as we head into Sunday night and Monday. And look what happens as the pattern starts to relax a little bit as we head into the beginning part of next week. But before that happens, we're going to find multiple areas of low pressure. This one looks interesting for next Wednesday and Thursday because it's positively tilted now, but by the time it reaches the East Coast on Wednesday night and Thursday morning, it's negatively tilted. So if there's going to be any kind of a coastal storm here with wintry precipitation, this would be the time frame in which to do it. But we must back up first of all until Sunday because of this system here. and this could actually bring interior snow and ice north of I-78 into the Hudson River Valley, Connecticut, and of course, southern New England. What else? It's going to be a great winter coming up, folks. We've got a lot of stuff going on. Okay, let's go to the European model guidance. This is the newer version of the European model guidance, which is available, to all of us actually. This would be the high resolution model guidance here coming in nationally, and we'll go locally. But you can see the storm developing out in the Central Plains here at 989 millibar low over the central Midwest here and the upper Midwest. And it's running into a block, like we said, over Greenland, so this is what's going to happen. First of all, let's start out with Wednesday, where we have deep low pressure here across southeastern Canada and a cold front coming through the area. We can see that most of the moisture associated and the lifting associated with this storm will be in southeastern Canada and southern New England. But the tight pressure gradient that follows with the northwesterly flow on Thursday itself, as the surface low bombs out at 992 millibars, again, a jump to the coast. Here we have an interior low, and then our secondary developing off of southern New England somewhere here. And this is going to be a theme going on through the winter. I mentioned this yesterday. And here comes our next weather maker here on Thursday across the, Midwest and the southern plains here. It's going to be a problem going into the future, because once this storm leaves, look at the tight pressure gradient and the strong northwesterly winds. So, balloons are going to have a hard time through this area here in southern New England, all the way down through the parade route here to the Delmarva on Thursday morning into Thursday afternoon. And then the winds just quiet down as that storm exits the coast. But here's high pressure, very strong cold high pressure, by the way, heading into the weekend with its center here just south of Hudson's Bay, or around Hudson's Bay area, and the wind flow out of the north. So it's going to be some cold air coming in, but look what this next storm does. It's running into a block again. We've got convergence and confluence at the surface and aloft here across James Bay and into northern New England. So everything starts out okay on Friday and Saturday. It's just cold, but look at all this isentropic lift here. Look at this storm. It's being blocked off by this high pressure ridge here over Greenland, and so it really, it's going to have a hard time getting into this area here. But these could be blizzard-like conditions in portions of this area here. It's a very, very impressive heavy snow here across the northern plains. Again, this storm looks like it's going to want to redevelop into a secondary low because of this block that is showing up here over Hudson's Bay, and then even further off this depiction here into Greenland here. So we've got high pressure off of southeastern Canada, northern New England here, bringing down a northeasterly flow and a northerly flow at the surface. So surface temperatures could be cold enough on Sunday morning that when the precipitation isentropic lift with this storm begins to start. And you can see this in the bagginess of the isobars here. There's going to be a transfer of energy because this storm can't go into Canada. It has to redevelop somewhere over the warm coastal waters that we just showed you yesterday in this area here. So that's what the model guidance is trying to hint at, and you can see this right here across central and southern New Jersey, where low pressure center wants to redevelop. Now, over northern New Jersey, that's the question mark, because we could be dealing with some freezing rain, some sleet actually, and probably some snowfall through the lower Hudson Valley, Connecticut, also Pennsylvania. Details, I wouldn't trust them at this point, but you get the idea. And now you see the transfer where the model guidance is trying to put low right along the Delmarva coast, and then bam, 985, and bombs it out here, starting to bomb it out, rapidly deepening low pressure here within Monday morning, Sunday night, Monday morning. Notice the precipitation and the heavier amounts of freezing precipitation and snow across the Hudson River Valley and central and southeastern New York into northern New England, even into Massachusetts here. So again, the signal is there. It's showing up. And again, windy conditions on the backside of this as we head into Monday and Tuesday. Now, once this storm leaves, here comes the next one. And this one looks to go from a neutral tilt here into a negative tilt. And here we go again. By the time we get to the later part of the forecast, I think we've missed that here. So here we start on Wednesday morning with a positively tilted trough across the Great Lakes and into the these areas here. And look what happens. It's still positively tilted here as we head into Wednesday morning, and bam! Shortwave begins to interact with very warm water here off the Atlantic coast. We can see this. The model guidance is trying to indicate a surface low pressure system forming in this area, and by the time we get to Thursday, Wednesday night, Thursday morning, rapid intensification occurs. We've got strong southeasterly and easterly winds coming in from off the ocean. And look at the amount of impressive rainfall that this is showing up now over southern New Jersey and the northern mid-Atlantic into Long Island and southern New England as this storm then gets caught under this block. And as a result of that, it deepens rapidly to 991 millibars on Thursday the 5th. And, you know, this Wednesday night, Thursday morning now, look at the impressive amount of rain going on here that the model guidance is showing, and the deepening of this storm is absolutely just impressive. And then on the backside, it turns everything into ice and snow. So, you know, got a long way to go, but I can tell you folks, it's going to be very interesting going forward in this weather pattern. And then the storm just really just bombs out, and here comes all the cold air on the backside of this storm. Now, this is dynamical cooling, so, you know, because we're in for a pattern change at this point that would moderate the temperatures aloft and at the surface, but the dynamical cooling going on, so says the European model guidance here, is going to be quite impressive on the backside of this storm come Thursday of next week. Impressive. Here now is the premium consulting side of what we're going to be doing. Right now it's free, but at the end of this month, everything goes to a shopping cart. So, you know, what we're doing now is free. You're getting a preview of this, and it's going to be free until the end of the month. And then, you know, after that, you're going to pay for premium consulting. And premium consulting also not only deals with some of the things that we're showing you here now, like the stratosphere, for example, but, you know, we'll do premium, you know, videos for snow and ice removal and things of that nature. Anything that concerns snowfall and agricultural concerns on a premium, which would include, you know, total snowfall totals and all of these things for, you know, industries that deal with these things. So, you know, get ready because we're going to be doing it starting in the beginning of December. Right now, we want to take a look at the latest GFS NCEP data now that's live. This is off Google Earth wind map. And we've got an impressive stratospheric warming at the not the very top levels here of the stratosphere, but at 10 millibars here in the stratosphere. And we can see the stratospheric warming here over the Aleutian Islands and portions of, you know, western United States, and especially portions of the Pacific here. And it is stretching the polar vortex and displacing it. If we get to the mid-levels of the atmosphere at the same time, you can see the same kind of configuration, but the polar vortex is still locked up here in... Now, currently in the mid-levels of the atmosphere, in the stratosphere actually, we can see the polar vortex still out over the pole here, but we're already seeing indications of a sign of a change here. If we took this off here, and we've got high pressure here, or definitely showing up that there is going to be a major stratospheric warming event that is going on. Now, how does this change the upper air pattern that's going forward, the 250 millibar jet stream pattern across the country? Well, right now, we're pretty much in a zonal flow, but look at this cutoff flow here, and look what's happening here. South of the Aleutian Islands here, high pressure ridge also off of the in the west, so in the west coast of the Pacific here. So this is a positive EPO, and a lot of things going on here. And the things that really stick out to me nicely at 500 millibars in the troposphere is that we're already developing this high pressure ridge over Greenland, and that's a negative NAO signal, and that means that everything, all of these short waves here in the polar stream will be quite active. And notice how active this polar jet is. A little bit less active, this subtropical jet, but still the influences between the two and the amount of water vapor that's in the air is going to be absolutely incredible going forward. And if we, let's see, we want to go forward a day or two, so let's check out what the top of the stratosphere, or very close to the top of the stratosphere, is going to look like in a couple of days. As we head into Thanksgiving at 10 millibars, look at this impressive stretching of the polar vortex, pushing it to the other side of the pole here, and look at all this warming that's occurring here. And then in the mid-levels of the stratosphere on Thanksgiving, this is what the GFS model is also showing. Look at this impressive amount of warming that's occurring and warping the polar vortex in the mid-levels of the atmosphere, and all of these cut-off circulations here, high pressure here, polar vortex here, southwestern United States, and just incredible to be able to see this. And of course, the jet stream level on Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, look at this. It's impressive. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like a 5, 6 wave pattern here coming up in the polar jet stream. And look at how the jet structure is just becoming so undulated. So even if you see warming here in the jet stream structure, that's not going to last. There's a lot of high volatility going on. And at the 500 millibar level, of course, by Thanksgiving, you can see one storm out here, another one coming into the west coast. Here's our high pressure ridge south of the Aleutian Islands and Alaska. Here's another wave here, another one here, all over the place. It's going to change a lot of things going forward, because this pattern is becoming very convoluted. Lots of storms on the way, and we've already looked at the ocean temperatures yesterday in the video, and we showed you that thermal profiles are going to dictate what kind of precipitation. But when you have this kind of pattern setting up, you've got a lot of high volatility and a lot of moisture to work with here along the east coast of the United States. Get ready, folks. Some of you are old enough to remember the song Eastbound and Down. Rolling up and trucking. We got a long way to go. Yeah, we do. From Smokey and the Bandit, actually. Great movie. Great movie. And let me tell you something. This winter is going to be one in which you're really going to have patience. Get ready. This winter is coming on, and it's going to be a pull and tug. But at the end of this winter, you're going to ask yourself the question, either I love it, or why am I here in this state or in this area of the country? So you're going to ask yourself those questions. You either love it or you don't. But I'm here to tell you as a meteorologist that you're going to be rocked this winter, 2019, 2020. For GardenStateWeather.com and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, I'm meteorologist Robert Smith. You have a very pleasant evening, and we'll talk with you again during the day on Tuesday.